Alright guys, this is my current full back workout routine that I'm using throughout my bulk. I've brought a lot of changes to my workout and I want to show you what they are. So right here, I started off with the pull-up. Now what I did differently was I put my hands the furthest out that they could go and focus on the best quality reps as possible. Now every set in this pull-up I train to absolute failure, but usually what I'll do is I'll aim for 2 to 4 reps on my first set. And then once that gets easy, I'll add on a bit of weight. Then for my second set, I didn't use any weight at all for the pull-ups, but once I progress, I will. So for my second set, to get higher reps, I brought my hands in about 4 inches and aimed anywhere for 6 to 8 reps. And then I just kept repeating this method by bringing my hands in to get those pyramid-style reps, starting off with a heavy set of 2 to 4 and then pyramiding it up so that I get my lightest set of 15 to 20 reps. So to get this, I had to use an underhand grip at the end, but I just focused on using my back, as you'll see shortly. So right here was my third set, where my hands are quite close in, but they're still overhand. And this is just overall great pre-exhaustion for the back. And definitely you get a great pump and a great workout surely by just doing pull-ups. And it hits every part of my back by just changing the grips where my hands are. So here, it's me just burning it out. As you can see, I'm fucking fatigued, jerking the shit out of this. But for me, pull-ups I never get injured on. I just grind out the reps. So here's my final set of underhand grip. Now if you notice, whenever I pull up, I sort of arch back as much as possible, pull through the elbows, and squeeze my whole back. And what I found by doing this style of pull-up was that I got my rhomboids and my traps completely fired up at the top of the movement. And then at the bottom portion of the movement, like the negative, my lats just got completely stretched out and just completely burnt out. So this was a great way to start off my workout. As always, I've always started off with the pull-ups. I always think they're one of the best exercises for lats. So if you want to get a thick back, I recommend you start doing wide grip pull-ups. And if you can't, start doing wide grip pull downs to really get that thickness or that width in the back. So for me personally, I like to start off with an exercise for width, and then I'll move on to an exercise for thickness, which for me is the barbell row right here. Now, whenever I do the barbell rows, there's one thing I definitely always like to focus on, and that's the get used as heavy weight as possible with as good as form as possible and get the best rep range as possible. But as sometimes you can't always do this. Now, as you saw there for my heaviest set, I didn't get the best range of motion, but I definitely used good form, and I wanted to overload the muscle as much as possible, and I'll work from that area. So there was my first and second set. My first set was 2 to 4 reps. My second set was 6 to 8 reps, and this is my third set of increasing my reps. So this is my 10 to 12 rep range, just really burning it out with 60 kilograms. And then I dropped it by a furthermore 20 kilograms down to 40, and then did my 15 to 20 reps. And this is the way I've been doing all my workouts, guys. I start off with a heavy set, and then I pyramid down the weight, and then just increase the rep range. So this is my final set, and I quite enjoy this. I do understand why people like doing high reps. You definitely get a different type of workout compared to doing the lower rep ranges of anywhere from like 6 to 10 reps. You definitely get a good pump, but you're not lifting anywhere as near as heavy weight. So after doing that, I moved on to the compound row. Now usually I would have done a sort of lat pull down, but where I'm at now and just getting people to criticize my physique, I definitely have noticed myself that I don't have as much thickness as I do have width. So I want to focus on thickness as much as possible this year. As you saw, guys, that machine is not light enough, is not heavy enough for me. So I've got a 10 kilogram plate on top of that. But that does look good, but it's just because the machine is not heavy. I'm sure a lot of people could lift the full stack. So I'm just burning out the back here. But what I do want to say is that my thickness needs to come up. So any sort of row for me, I definitely find gives me that thickness that I need. But I do get some lat activation as well. So I'm going to get an overall developed back from using these exercises. So this is I believe this was my third set. And then I finished off with a burnout of 15 to 20 reps with a lighter weight. Yeah, as you can see, each time the yellow pin moves down, just burning out the back here. So much fucking sweat was coming out of my back. This is like a very high intensity. And as always, my workouts, since I'm an advanced lifter, will have high intensity. They also have high volume. So don't be doing it if you're a beginner. And if you are a beginner, make sure you use perfect form and make sure you're willing to go balls to the fucking walls. You will get big as fuck quickly using this workout. So here I am, burning it out at the end, looking fucking swole from that angle, which is what I usually look like in real life, but the camera usually makes me look quite fucking skinny or fat depending on what angle I'm using. So here's my final exercise for back, and this is one of the greatest things I believe people need to use at their end of their workout. And this here is 4 sets of 4 drop sets on this compound row. And basically what I'll do is I'll grab the inner grip to really focus on getting that deep contraction in the middle part of the back, and then get that negative to stretch out the lats. So here I did 4 drop sets. I only filmed the 4 drop sets, but I did this another 3 times straight after this set. So I did 4 drop sets, let my partner go do 4 drop sets, repeated that, did that for 4 sets, guys. Really great back workout. If you want to get a really thick, wide back, then start doing this workout and start training intensely. Stop being afraid to fucking overtrain your muscles, guys. For me, I'm a firm believer in just absolutely killing the fucking muscle and annihilating it and demanding it to grow. So to finish off, for 2 years now, my arms have been something I really want to focus on and bring them up. So here, I finished off with biceps and back day. I do have a full arm day as well, so that's why I don't hit the bicep from that many angles. So I did the same style as I did in the compound row. I did 4 drops. I did 4 sets of 4 drop sets. So I don't know how many sets that is, but this workout was well over 50, 55 sets. And then I finished off with forearms. I didn't get that recorded for you guys, but it's the same as my last time. I just do a reverse grip, forearm curl, and then an underhand forearm curl. So here it is, guys. As you can see by my face, absolutely burning the shit out of my biceps. Train to failure, guys. If you have never tried training to failure, try it and see if it works for you. Obviously, it doesn't work for everyone. Some people find it's easier just doing like 3 sets of 5 or whatever. But for me, that's what works. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Boom!